Today, Nimi and I are at Brands Hatch. We are here for California Superbike School. I've done levels 1 and 2 previously, so I'm going to do level 3. It's Nimi's first time at California Superbike School, so she's doing level 1. They are hosting a ladies only day today, so it'll be great to see more ladies on the track. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's very, very early, but we need to be at the track to sign on between 7 and 7:45. You can hire bikes here. They have a range of Ducatis. You can even hire leathers and boots, but we've brought our own, and we've got our own kit, which we'll show you later.
We unloaded our road bikes. We both got KTM Super Dukes 990s. We have had our
Suspension setup?
No.
What?
What's that thing called that we did in there?
Oh, we've signed on.
We signed on. On the sign on, they check your leathers, boots, helmet, and gloves, double checking that they're all ready for track, no holes, and they're all in good condition. So before we got here, we had a couple of things done to our bikes.
Yeah, so we're using bikes that we ride on the road with. We're not using dedicated track bikes. In fact, I've just been touring on mine. So it's a bit of a do everything kind of bike. Before we came, the first thing we did was put on some crash protection. We both have used crash protection from R&G. We'll show you some pictures later. And we also took them for a suspension setup yesterday. So there's a guy called Brian, he's from BN Race Science, and he went through both of the bikes yesterday. Nimi's bike was perched too far forward, so the geometry was off, which meant she didn't have enough grip on the rear tyre. So he adjusted all that now, so she'll sit more evenly on the bike. She'll have more feedback from the rear, which will then enable her to go faster. My bike was the opposite. There was no damping and no compression. It was just a big wobbly sofa. So he stiffened all of that up for me, so it should be a lot sharper and a lot more focused now. The next thing we do is our safety briefing. So we're about to head off into that, and from then we'll be starting classroom sessions and track sessions.
So for a track day, you will need either a one-piece or two-piece leathers. If you've got two-piece on, you need to make sure that the zip goes all the way around. That's obviously, if you do come off the motorcycle, you want to make sure that the leathers don't come apart. I personally prefer one pieces, whereas generally other people might like two pieces just for ease. So another essential part of a track day is obviously making sure that your feet, hands and head are protected, so it's important to get some good comfortable shoes. So mine I absolutely love, I can walk around in them all day, lucky for me. Gloves past the wrist and a approved helmet as well. I'm in level 1 because I've never done a California Superbike School before. It does not matter what level you're at, whether you've done hundreds of track days or none, you will start at level 1 because they go through the basic training of the basics of a track day. So right now we're going to go through throttle control, which is quite exciting. We're not to use any brakes, and we're to use our throttle to get around the track, which will be quite cool because it will get me and my mind focusing on my throttle and what I should and shouldn't be doing. So not only does this improve your confidence and ability and skill set on a track, but you can also take these skills away onto the road. Everybody can do a bit of improving on cornering on the road. Also lines, looking at where you want to be and ending up where you want to be, because we've all done the usual, which is fixating on something across the road and we end up in the wrong place. So yeah, I'm quite excited to finish the day and see the skills that I take away that I can transport on the road. So we started off by going over throttle control. We had a session on track, so we were just putting into practice everything that we had learned in the classroom. Then we went on to entry, so entry into the corner, which went really well actually. I realised I was entering in the complete wrong place, and now I feel like the bike's a lot more stable going through the corner and kind of sets me up for the exit as well. Next, we've just had a classroom session on counter steering, so we're going to put a bit of that into practice along with the 2 other skills we've learned. So I think today's basically about piecing everything together step by step, and by the end of session 5, we should have somebody that's taken away a lot more skills that we can use on the road and track. And a ton more confidence as well.
I just want to say you are my hero, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, so sweet. Oh, thank you very much.
Is it our turn yet? Yeah. Come on, let's have
So I've finished my last session for the day. I am absolutely exhausted. I've taken my leathers off already because I'm just stinking the sweat. But that's what you get on a hot day, right? I'm not complaining. It's better that it's warm and sunny than dry and cold and wet. It's really been a fantastic day. So I've been doing track days since about 2007 or 2008. I used to do quite a lot. And I honestly can't say I've learned anything on a track day, probably since about 2010. And that was when I did California Superbike level 2. So to come today and have the one-on-one attention has made so much difference. So we always know what to do, right? We know the techniques, we can read about it, we can learn about it from people who we know who are better than us. But today, one of the little tiny points that I was pulled up on was even just where my ankle is. And doing a drill, he pulled me in off the session and said, when you're doing this drill, just do this with your ankle, and it changed everything. So previously, my inside leg was always really stiff and exhausted. So by doing this extra thing with my ankle and then using this muscle here, it made this leg relax, the inside leg relax. It was the missing piece of my puzzle, and it's been missing for years, so it's been absolutely fantastic to put all that back together today. The main difference between this and a track day is, it's not a track day, you're actually at school. So first of all, you go into the classroom and you have a lesson, and you get told what you're going to practice and why you're going to practice it. So then you kit up, get on your bike, and you go out and have your session practicing that one drill. After that, you come in. Well, actually, while you're out, your instructor will find you. He would have been following you already for a few laps without you knowing, and then he'll pull in front of you and you follow him, and he'll correct what you might be doing wrong, and then he'll make you go back in front to make sure that you pick that up. Straight after the session, you come in and you have a debrief. So one-to-one debrief for your instructor. Again, gives you little pointers and anything that everything you've done well at, and you might need to work a bit more at. After that, then you have a break. Then you go back to your classroom. You learn about another aspect of it, and then you go back out on track and practice that. And again, your instructor comes to find you. They're watching you the whole time, because there was one session where we weren't supposed to break, and I was breaking because I was trying to overtake and stuff, which I shouldn't have been. But somebody came up to me and said, "Oh, you weren't supposed to break in this session. We're watching." So they really are watching for you and making sure you're getting the most out of the day. And I think to get the most out of the day is to treat it as school. It's not a track day. So it's been a great day today at California Superbike School.
It has.
We've come today for a ladies' day, which has been a really, really lovely atmosphere here. We've seen lots of people who we know from our previous events, which has been fantastic. It's always nice to catch up. And we've also learned more stuff.
We definitely have.
Yeah, so you did level 1 today, didn't you?
I did,
what did you learn?
Well, I've done a few track days already, and I realised that I actually did it in the complete wrong order. This should have come first. So today we went back to basics. We learnt about throttle control, looking, cornering, entering, exiting, which are things that you don't really learn on a track day. There's nobody there explaining to you this is how your suspension works, and if you do this, then it's going to make the suspension work differently. Whereas this sort of day, they kind of explain everything from start to finish in every level to get you where you want to be, and I think it's been great.
You're going to come back to level 2?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll be back, yeah, for sure.
So keep an eye on our MotoAdvisor Facebook page, because we have plans for another California Superbike School with all the MotoAdvisor girls. Yeah. So keep your eyes peeled.